Paul, what do you think is clicking with the Celtics right now?
Well,
they lost on opening night. They haven't lost since.
Yeah, they lost overnight, but this is the thing. I think once Jaylen Brown went down, you saw Gordon Hayward start to really play well. Then Gordon Hayward goes down and see Jaylen Brown pick up his place. So it'll be interesting to see when those two guys are both healthy, because I think when one of them was hurt, they all had their defined roles. You knew, okay, these two guys are going to be the scorer. Kemba, he's going to score. We're going to go to Tatum. Gordon, if he's got it going. And that's how we're going to play between us three. Now, when you got four guys almost averaging 20 points, that's what I'm going to look and see how that really works out. But since, they haven't had many games all together, the defined roles are there. What's Marcus Smart in the starting lineup, I really like him in that lineup because he's a defined role. You don't have to worry about him being a scorer. He defends, he plays the utility guy, and everybody else can be the scorers and playmakers.
Well, let's start with this. They are the lowest in the league in turnovers, and it's by a wide margin, 10.8 turnovers a game. Kemba's always taking care of the ball. The Celtics actually took care of the ball reasonably well last year, too. Now, here's the thing that surprises me the most. They're third in defensive shooting percentage, 41.7% opponents shoot against them. That surprised me because of the personnel shifts, especially Al Horford and Aaron Baines. I thought they would really be more susceptible in protecting the rim. They are not. These are the things that surprise me. But what did they tell Jaylen Brown in the offseason? You know what they told him. Jaylen, put the ball on the floor and go to the basketball. That's where you're best. Last year, 2.8 free throw attempts a game. Already this year, 5.17. That's almost double. That's huge. What did they tell Jason Tatum? Maybe took it to an nth degree in this game. We want you to shoot threes, not those long twos. Take the ball. But if you're not going to do that, take a step back and shoot three-pointers. Don't be Kobe. Hayward, just be yourself. He was shooting 55% when he went out. I'm telling you, Hayward said to me, we spray the ball. Such a great way to describe what they're doing. It's just a better vibe, Paul. It's just a better vibe.
I mean, obviously, they got better leadership in there. Let's just call it how it is.
Different leadership.
Better.
You think so?
It's better. I mean, Kemba, he's known throughout the league as being a great leader. I mean, he played on losing teams. He stayed positive.
Always.
He went out and played hard every night. And that could be infectious. That could be the difference between losing and winning and chemistry. And that's what he's brought to the Celtics.
Yeah, I agree. And, Kemba, when you miss a shot, you can hear him in the huddle when they make him up. Keep shooting, keep shooting. When Gordon Hayward's taking a shot and missing, Kyrie's going, what are you doing? So it is a different vibe.
I was going to say that. You could hear Kemba telling Jason Tatum last night, keep shooting, keep shooting. And, yeah, you're right. There would have been sideways glances from everyone last year, right? Everybody kind of picked up and picked that up, and now I would say they're all following Kemba's lead, which is why he is so valuable in so many ways. With him coming in, there were some concerns about the defense, right? Kemba just because of his size, not the way he plays. But we've seen Brad Stevens be able to scheme for that in the past, and the team defense again seems to be withstanding Baines and Al Irving.
Because their perimeter defense is good. I think they're 8th in the league defending the three-point shot. All of those things are great. The things you have to worry about at the bench, Grant Williams, 0 for 13. He still hasn't hit his first three-pointer. Carson Edwards has proven to be a streak shooter. They're going to need more off that bench. And I'm with you. I love Marcus Smart in the starting lineup, but that's just going to be a luxury they're not going to be able to afford once everybody gets healthy.
I want to flip to the other side of that matchup because Kristaps Porzingis really struggled here. He was only 1 of 11, which would have been in another game the worst shooting performance of the night, but Jason Tatum. Rick Carlisle sat Porzingis for the final 9 minutes of the fourth quarter. And if you expected KP to be upset, he wasn't. Here was his perspective.
Yeah, of course I want to be out there, Can't blame him, I wasn't having a great game. Thought, so I'm all in for whatever is best for the team, So if the coach thinks, rather have me out and have somebody else in that has sounded a better game, let's do it if we can win a basketball game, So that's the most important thing. So, but going forward, I want to make sure I'm out there.
Kind of the best attitude you could ask from someone. What do you think was the reason he's been struggling a bit?
Well, how can you expect a guy who's been out a year and a half to come back and be consistent out the gate? I mean, we saw this happen with Paul George. We saw this happen with Gordon Hayward. These guys missed a year, then you come back. So he's going to have his ups and downs, which we expected. He'll get into a rhythm pretty soon. Maybe it'll take 30, 40 games, but I'm sure he'll get into a rhythm. His legs has to get under him, basketball shape. It's early in the season, so you can see his legs probably getting tired. He's not getting up and down the court. He doesn't have the same lift after 10 games of not playing after a year and a half. So he'll be fine. And so coach probably saw something like, look, you probably needed more rest, sat him down the last 5 minutes, and it's all for the good in the long run.
I think, too, Carlisle's looking at it, and he's seen Marcus Smart guarding Porzingis in the post, and you know what that is. If you're a big guy, you're like, come on, I can score on this dude. And when you can't, you keep doing it, and you're forcing it. He forced some of those shots, and I think Carlisle's like, okay, dude.
Not a lot of people can score on Marcus Smart.
No.
I saw him defend
Kevin
Greek
Love.
Freak. I saw him a couple weeks ago.
So I think if you're Carlisle, you're like, don't worry about it, sit down. You know, this is what Marcus Smart does to teams. That's why he's an all-NBA defender. He can guard guys 5-6 inches taller, and he gets inside your head. And I think he got into Porzingis' head a little bit.
It's going to be an interesting week for Kristaps Porzingis. You know what happens on Thursday. Return to Madison Square Garden. Be watching for that one.
Will they get cheered or booed?
I don't know. They're so busy booing their own team. There might not be any boos left.
There's so many different things that could happen in that game. We will be certainly talking about over the next couple days going into it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.